So here we are, episode 11. We finally unlocked the 3 stars. Unlocking this was actually a bit of a challenge. So it turns out defeating each of these 2 stars 10 times each will unlock booster packs. But not only that, but you do need certain cards from booster packs in order to unlock each of these characters. So for my Valentine, you need a Harpy's Feather Duster from the Blue Eyes pack. Bandit Keith needed the Barrel Dragon from the Barrel Dragon pack. Joey Wheeler needed Jinzo from the Jinzo pack, which I believe is unlocked when we defeated off-screen, obviously, Esperoba 10 times. And then Rex Raptor gets you the Toon Summon Skull pack, which you need to unlock Pegasus. But Pegasus actually requires 3 cards. It's Toon Summon Skull, Toon Blue Eyes, and Toon World. So that was a bit of a grind to do. And those cards need to be in your collection, not in your deck. So if we look here real quick, sort this by attack. So we have the Jinzo. The moment we put it in our deck, Joey should disappear from the lineup, which it does. So you're basically negative a Harpy's Feather Duster, negative a Jinzo. I don't know if Barrel Dragon is that useful in the deck, but if you do happen to use that, you can't fight Bandit Keith, and then you need all 3 cards in your collection to fight Pegasus. But then again, the early Toon cards weren't that useful. I did do a bit of grind off screen, like I said, in order to unlock this. So the deck is a little bit different now. We can just quickly go through it. So we got Dark Elf still as our top end. Under that is Vorse Raider, Lajin, Bistro. Dark Zebra is in here. It has a bit of a downside. If this is the only card you control during your standby phase, it is automatically placed in defense position. You cannot change the position during the card this turn. All we have to do is make sure it's not the only monster. And it is basically an 1800 beater, which is decent. And then you got your 1600 beater below that. We're still running the Crass Clown as a way to remove cards from our opponent's field, especially if they're tribute summons. We also have, where is it? Witch of the Black Forest is a good recruiter, so is Sangan. Those are both limited to 1. Mask of Darkness lets us recycle some of our very powerful trap cards like Mirror Force. We've also got, we have Cyber Jar, but I'm hesitant to put it in because it also destroys our field. But it is a pretty decent removal tool if we're behind on field advantage. We got the Penguin Soldier for the loop. Hain, again, same reason as Crass Clown, it's good removal if we end up facing a tribute summon monster. 2 Magician of Faith. We have some decent power spells. This can let us recycle them. 1 Sinister Serpent. This is pre-errata Sinister Serpent, so during the standby phase it just comes to our hand, which is great for discard fodder as well as tribute fodder. And I think that's it for regular monsters. We have 1 Cybertech Alligator. I'm changing this to Jinzo after Joey gets beaten. The Floodgate of like anti-trap is worth way more than 100 more damage. In terms of spells, we have Horn of the Unicorn. It's basically just an upgraded Sword of Deep-Seated. It gives 700 instead of 500. It still has the drawback to be placed on top of the deck, but I mean, beggars can't be choosers. Harpy's Feather Duster, we're going to put this back in, take something else out. It's just a good card, but unfortunately we need it out of our deck in order to face Mai. It would be great if we had 2 copies, because then 1 could be in our deck, and then 1 could be in the collection, but again, you get what you get. Card Destruction is limited to 1. It's a good card, but it has too many downsides, in my opinion. 1 Pot of Greed, great. Tribute to the Doom is an amazing card now that we have Sinister Serpent to put in our deck. We can just discard it, get it back to our hand, and then later in the game, Magician of Faith, back it to our hand. Change of Heart is amazing. We're no longer playing Sword of Deep-Seated, obviously. Heavy Storm is still in here, and Mystical Space Typhoon. These two will basically be our main back row removal tools. Premature Burial. We finally have a monster reborn of sorts. So, again, Tribute to the Doomed, discard our Cybertech Alligator. Premature Burial Look Back is also another combo we could do. And then United We Stand is a good equip spell. For traps, we have a negate attack, so, you know, if our opponent Tribute Summons something, tries to attack over one of our monsters, we can negate attack, keep it alive, and then maybe we can Tribute it off for a Cybertech Alligator and attack over what our opponent has. Solemn Judgment is still a great card, so is Seven Tools of the Bandit. Royal Decree is basically Jinzo, but without the 2400 beater. Mirror Force is amazing. Being able to recycle that with our Mask of Darkness would be great. Imperial Order just stops spell cards, which is also amazing. There's a reason why it's limited to one. Mask of Darkness is still a 1-for-1 trade in my eyes, but if we get better trap cards, obviously it's going to be taken out of the deck. Torrential Tribute is an amazing board wipe. Unfortunately, it does affect us as well, but, you know, you use what you got. So that's our deck for now. Let's just get into it. It's a Harpy deck. Harpies weren't that strong back in the day. As far as I can remember, their best combo was like Harpy Lady, Elegant Egotist into Harpy Lady Sisters, and then they have a 1300 beater and a 1900 beater, I believe. We can just start out with a Dark Elf here. I doubt they have anything that could attack over this right from the get-go. We can set, I guess, Mirror Force in case they do get something bigger than us, and then a Mystical Space Typhoon in case they do have trap cards. My Valentine did run stuff like Mirror Wall in the anime, so this bot might be running them as well. We're just gonna snipe that back row right off the bat. No reason to let it be activatable, assuming it is a trap card, which it was. But is it the Mirror Wall that I was talking about? No, Ring of Destruction. Still a good card to snipe. Yeah, we can set the 7 tools as well. Hopefully they don't have any 2k wall. Dark Fire Soldier is enough. Yeah, Harpy Lady. Getting off Harpy Lady Sisters will be annoying though, because I believe it has like 19 attack, 23 defense. So it's not something that we can easily attack over. We would need one of our equipped spells to do it. Rising Air Current, I believe, increases wind monster attacks and then decreases their defense. So that's actually good for us. It would be a lot easier to attack over stuff like Harpy Lady Sisters. Let me just make sure. Yeah, so negative 400 defense is actually a pretty big stat decrease. Dark Zebra is fine here. We have monsters on the board. We don't have to worry about it going to defense. This looks to be an easy game 1. We should be able to win next turn if things go well. I'm gonna set Royal Decree here on main phase 2. We have invested a lot on our back row. It would suck if they draw their one of Harpy's Feather Duster. Just set one monster pass. Let's see what it is. We don't get to activate this that often, with it being a one-off. So like I said, a bunch of new packs have opened up. Thousand-Eyed Restrict would be great, but it is a ritual, or it requires a ritual to be fusion summoned. This looks like another ritual pack, so I kind of don't want to do it. Relinquish, though, is still an amazing card, even back in the day. If we could add a couple of them into the deck, that'd be great. When this card is sent directly from your deck to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect. Oh, it's an anti-mill deck? Or it's an anti-mill card? That's kind of cool. If we could also pick up some, like, decent attackers. That'd be also great. I believe things like Gemini Elf we haven't seen yet. Harpy's Brother, I believe, is an 18 beater. There's those two fishes that Mako Tsunami used that we haven't seen. I don't know what pack they are. I don't want to see, because then, you know, instead of being an old school experience where you would go to the store and just buy cards to open them, you would literally just start hunting for cards, and I'm not for that experience. They have a back row. It could be a Ring of Destruction. We also don't have any way to attack over a 1550. We do have Change of Hearts, but we don't have a way to tribute it off. Tribute to the Doomed wouldn't be the worst, because we do have Pre-Mat. Maybe discard the Penguin Soldier, normal summon Sangan, attack directly. See if it gets blown up, and if it does, maybe we can get a better card or something. Or we could just set Penguin Soldier, return whatever they summon next turn. It's a pretty bad hand. We have some decent beaters, but obviously our deck also runs utility monsters. We'll return both of these to the hand, and hopefully we can pick up a beater on our draw here. If not, I guess we'll just try to attack them with Sangan. Pot of Greed is nice. It gives us more chances to draw into our beaters. Thin out our deck a little bit. La Jin is an amazing card. Mirror Force, just in case they do have a way to attack over us. We'll just get in here. They have a Mirror Force, okay. I could res them now, but I could also wait. We also have Imperial Order that we could set, which isn't bad. This is the anti-spell one, right? Yes. We kind of don't want to activate it yet because we have 3 of our good spells in hand. Depending on what they do here, we might not Mirror Force if it's something that La Jin can easily attack over. Yeah, it's the Blue Ring Crown again. A 1-for-1 trade with Mirror Force is never a good trade. You always want to get some sort of value out of it. Some sort of card advantage value. I could set Imperial Order here, just in case they do get their Harpy's Feather Duster or some other crazy spell card to ruin our board. I'll be a little hesitant to activate it, because it does also screw over our hand, but we have enough trap cards that I think we can survive easily enough without spell cards. Mask of Weakness is also good. I don't think Sandan can beat over it. It's probably that Skull Redbird. It had like, what, 1200 defense or something? Yeah. Filling up our back row is kind of a double-edged sword. It's great to have this much counter to whatever they try to do, but now we can't play our spell cards. Then again, we do have Imperial Order face down, so if they do start playing stuff, we can just say no to spell cards in general. It doesn't look like they're drawing into anything crazy. Witch of the Black Forest is another great card. If our board does somehow blow up because our back row wasn't enough, we do get 2 searchers out of it, one from Sangan and one from Witch. We're still gonna try to be cautious here. Yeah, neither Sandan nor Witch could have attacked over that. It's good to see that they're shying away from the less than 1,000 weenies now. It does feel like the opponents are getting stronger, but our deck has also gotten stronger with the booster pack luck that we've had. Being able to pull things like Lajin. We could have activated Imperial Order here at the end of their turn, and then just not pay it during the start of our turn to free up a space so we could change of hearts or even United We Stand. Fortunately, missing lethal here. That's okay, we can get lethal next turn. We'll just go in for the kill. If they do have a trap card, we have 7 tools face down, I believe. Yeah, we do have 7 tools for their one face down card. Gamma the Magnet Warrior is kind of funny. Upstart Goblin is great. I mean, being able to draw a card is worth well more than 1,000 life points that you get to your opponent. Changes the battle position of all attack position monster on the field to the defense position and vice versa. These positions cannot be changed during the turn this card is activated except by... I mean, that's kind of funny. We could use this to trigger, what was it, Crash Clown? Dark Witch is a level 5, which kind of sucks. On to game 3. I guess Fire Kraken here with a Mask of Darkness in the back row in case they try to attack over it. And then we can Mask of Darkness the Mask of Weakness back. 2 Tribute to the Doomed without Sinister Serpent in our hand is kind of rough. Harpy's Brother, speaking of which, I would love to have that card in our deck. Get rid of some of our 1600 beaters. Dark Elf is an amazing draw. Unless they get that Rising Air Current, they won't be able to attack over it. Next turn we can set Mask of Darkness down to try to get our Mask of Weakness back. Dark Hole sucks. And then they have a 1500 beater. We do have Heavy Storm for the back row, but the 1-for-1 trade is kind of terrible. We could just set Witch here, let them attack over it, and then we search out a Vorse Raider or something. But then they would get board presence, which I'm not a fan of. We could also Tribute to the Doomed, discard Mask of Darkness to get rid of their 1 monster. Maybe keep control of the board. What was that? Ring of Destruction again? Whatever they beat over this with, I'm pretty sure Vorse Raider or maybe even one of our Dark Elves could attack over it, so keeping it in attack position isn't the worst idea. Plus it gets them closer to being dead. Monster Reborn, what? Fire Kraken? They're probably going to tribute it here? There's no reason they would reborn otherwise. Oh, they're just going to attack over it. Okay. I would have chosen the Harpy's Brother. They would have gotten 200 more damage. We could also grab, I guess, Sinister Serpent as discard fodder, but we really need board presence. Wolf Axe Wielder. I mean, a beater is a beater. Plus, we can also just throw it away for Tribute to the Doomed. Our opponent's on 4 cards. We're basically pretty much even here with our card advantage versus theirs. Assuming they have nothing, we could win next turn easily. Or we could actually win now, right? That's over 3,000. Activate Tribute to the Doomed. A little dicey, but pulled it through in the end. Come on, relinquish. Well, Curion is to be expected, since we already saw the other Magnet Warrior in here. A second upstart Goblin is also great. Mahavilo is alright if we had more of a equipped spell lineup. We could start off with a Bistro Butcher here, maybe. Or we can go like Witch of the Black Forest, set Mask of Weakness. Their biggest beater would have to be Harpy's brother, so they would just crash, and we would get to search up something with it. Swords is annoying. I guess their hand just bricked. I don't want to invest too much on the board just because we know they play Dark Hole. We'll just put Hain down in case they do get like a tribute summon set up. We can just return it back to their hand, and then they'll have to tribute summon it all over again. Really? I wonder what's in their hand. No reason to invest more on the board here. We're not in danger of discarding. Blue and Crown. They finally got one of their beaters. Depends on who they attack. They're going for the Witch. We'll just activate Mask of Weakness here. Unfortunately, Swords is still one more turn away. This would have been... Sinister Serpent's amazing. Sinister Serpent plus Tribute to the Doomed is an amazing combo. We can put Witch of the Black Forest in defense mode now. No reason to have it in attack. Still being wary of their Dark Hole. They could also have Raigeki. Faith Bird is nothing. Hopefully they go for the Witch so we can grab our Horse Raider. And they do. We could also grab Dark Elf here. We have the life points to spare. We could do quite a bit of damage on their turn, but it would require a lot of investment. I think it's worth it. We do have Hain as a backup plan. Summon Dark Elf. Tribute to the Doomed, discard Sinister Serpent. Let's set 7 tools while we're at it, in case they do get a trap card on their turn. Next turn we can summon Bistro Butcher and it should be able to attack over any face-down defense position monster that they have. Next turn we should have lethal here. Hain returns their monster back to their hand, and then just attack directly with everything. We have 7 tools to counter that, I'm not worried. There should be game 4 in the bag. We can summon one more monster just to be on the safe side. We do have exact lethal with Dark Elf and Bistro Butcher, but you know, just in case they do have something else. We do finally get a relinquished. One more and we'll call it a video. Two back row. Do we have Heavy Storm in hand? Imperial Order is nice, but unfortunately we're not going first. Heavy Storm, this is an amazing trade, 2 for 1. Are they both just Rings of Destruction? Echo Chorus. What is this? If there are monster cards of the same name on the field, the attack and defense of those cards are increased by 500. Okay, so I guess they wanted to buff their like multiple copies of Harpy Ladies, I guess. We could Hornet a Unicorn here, just to get more damage in. I kind of wished it was on Dark Elf instead, just because we're paying health and 2,700 would be amazing directly. We have Inferior Order to stop this. Premature? I don't know why the bot is wasting their spell cards while Imperial Order is on the field. Seems like bad just bad programming. We'll keep this on the field for now. It doesn't look like they're running any flip effect monsters. Just a bunch of vanilla wind type beaters. I don't even know if they have Elegant Egotist and Harpy Lady Sisters in the deck, because they have yet to activate that combo. I think this is lethal here. If we don't pay for this, attack with Darkfire Soldier and then Dark Elf and Vorse Raider to face. I guess what makes her 3-star is the quality of her vanilla beaters. But this is basically just Tristan with better stats. A little bit disappointing, but I guess it could be a challenging wall if you have pulled poorly from the booster packs that you've been grabbing. The Liquid Duo is an amazing card. Are you kidding me? And Forceful Sentry? Pay 1,000, they randomly discard a card, and then your opponent selects a card to discard. So it's like, you pay 1,000, your opponent discards 2 cards from their hand, essentially. So it's a 2-for-1 trade before they can even use the cards in their hand. And I believe Forceful Sentry lets us look at our opponent's hand and then return one to deck. So if we start with these 2 in our hand, our opponent would basically start the game with a 2-card hand. This is insane. Fairy Sand Mirror? What is this? I see. So it's like a weird mystical rep panel or something. Painful Choice, I think we already had a copy. No. Select 5 cards from your deck. Show them to your opponent. Your opponent must select 1 card that will be added to your hand. Discard the rest. This card became incredibly broken after like the game has sped up when the graveyard became a second hand, and it's actually been banned for like 20 something years, I want to say. Same thing with the Liquid Duo and Forceful Sentry. We basically pulled 3 broken banned cards in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! That's an amazing pack. But I believe that is our 5th game with my Valentine, so that's it for the video. Next game, we might skip over Bandit Keith and go right into Joey Wheeler. That way, when we do face Bandit Keith and Pegasus, we will have Harpy's Feather Duster and Jinzo to put in our deck. So stay tuned for that. Until then, see you next time.